Hello YouTube. Today I'm going to talk about a couple of reasons why the Lincoln MKZ wasn't that popular in North America. Keep in mind that these are my opinions and thoughts, and it should not scare anyone from buying a Lincoln MKZ. If you're new to my channel, I do content on my Lincoln MKZ, my two GMC Envoys, Oldsmobile Aurora, and my Tesla Model 3 Performance, so make sure to check out my channel if you like. If you want to connect with other Lincoln MKZ owners, check out the Real Lincoln MKZ Facebook enthusiast group, which I will leave a link in the description below. Anyways, let's get on with the video, shall we? The first reason why I think the Lincoln MKZ didn't sell well is because of auto journalists. There are not a lot of positive reviews on this car online because these journalists have labeled it as a guzzied up Ford Fusion. Let's be honest, it is a Ford Fusion underneath, so what? The Lexus ES is a guzzied up Toyota Camry, yet it still exists today and selling quite well. You need to drive both a Fusion and MKZ back to back and see that they have completely different personalities to them. The Lincoln is an entry-level luxury car, the Ford Fusion is an everyday commuter vehicle. There's a difference both inside and out of these two vehicles, so I don't understand the hate towards the MKZ. The seats are better in the MKZ, there's more sound insulation, stronger engine options, and of course the interior and exterior has different styling compared to the Ford Fusion. Adding to the fact that the MKZ was based on the Ford Fusion platform, it was also front-wheel drive, which didn't help sales that much. Most of its German competitors started their cars off as rear-wheel drive, which from an enthusiast perspective is more fun to drive. I don't think anyone shopping for a 3 Series BMW would cross-shop a Lincoln MKZ. Making a front-wheel drive luxury car in modern day and age is a tough sell. Maybe in the 90s it would have been fine, but in the 2010s I don't think it was a good idea. But wait, the Acura TLX and the Lexus ES, which were both competitors of the MKZ, were front-wheel drive cars and had the option of all-wheel drive like the MKZ, but then they outsold the Lincoln MKZ. Why is that? This trickles down to reliability and quality. The Lincoln MKZ didn't offer competitive engine options until 2017, when they came out with the 3-liter twin-turbo engine for that year. Before that, there was the 3.7-liter V6, a 2-liter turbo engine, and a 2-liter hybrid. Out of those 3 engines, the only reliable but underpowered engine was the 2-liter hybrid. The 2-liter hybrid was also a very unrefined powertrain. There's a lot of vibration, and in my personal opinion, I don't think it should belong in a luxury vehicle. The Acura TLX's 3.5 had been used by both Honda and Acura for a while, so it was tweaked and it has become a very reliable engine for Acura. Same with the Lexus ES and its powertrains. The smoothness of the Lexus ES hybrid setup was unmatched by the hybrid system in the Lincoln MKZ. When I test drove an ES hybrid, I couldn't even tell the shift between electric to gas. It was that refined and it felt a lot faster as well. So my point is, the competition was doing way better than what the MKZ had to offer at the time when it comes to powertrain options and reliability. If you want to know which engines are the most reliable engines on the MKZ, check out my detailed video where I did a review on the engines and its flaws. If only the Lincoln MKZ had a V8 under the hood, it would have been on a different level. It's a missed opportunity in my opinion. Many of you will be like, oh, the twin-turbo 3-liter engine is better than a V8. I disagree because the feel and solidity of a V8 is unmatched by any V6 on steroids. The interior quality is a place where the Lincoln MKZ really struggled. Visually, the MKZ's interior was better than the Lexus ES and Acura TLX in my opinion. Again, I'm using these two cars because it was the closest competitors to the MKZ. However, the MKZ wasn't put together very well. Let's take a look at the Lincoln MKZ Black Label trim. The Black Label trim is Lincoln's top-of-the-line trim level that was only available in the States. And the dash on the Black Label trims had a tendency of warping if you park it outside in the heat. Here's a picture of what I'm talking about. The beautiful leather dash is just warping, being parked outside. It's such a shame if I'm being honest. The heated seat module on the MKZ is noted to fail because of wires overheating. There's also rust under the door sills. Yes, these are smaller problems, but they ruin the experience of owning a luxury car. And this is where the MKZ's competitors were doing it much better in terms of fit and finish. Another reason why the Lincoln MKZ didn't sell well, I think, was because of its unattractive exterior design. I personally find the exterior very good looking and different, but the internet doesn't, and also my friends. When the 2013 MKZ came out, the design was definitely tailored to an older crowd, but according to Lincoln, they were targeting younger buyers, especially with the modern interior. This may be true, but most Lincoln MKZ owners were older folks. The proportions of the MKZ were definitely different, especially its large rear end and weird looking front end, which I really love by the way. Every other car in this segment, for example the Cadillac CTS, Lexus ES, Acura TLX, had a very generic athletic look to them. The MKZ on the other hand had more of a rounded and smoother theme going on instead of polarizing edges and lines like its competitors. While I really liked the Lincoln MKZ for being different in terms of styling, it didn't really help sales, which was why in 2017 it got a rather polarizing front end, which looked like a Jaguar, I think. And many of my YouTube followers even told me that it was because of the newer 2017 look that they even bought an MKZ in the first place. So the 2017 look did attract more buyers, but it was short-lived as the MKZ ended production in 2020, along with the Continental sedan. I think the Lincoln MKZ should have been called Zephyr or something like that instead of calling it the MKZ. Many people were confused as pretty much all of Lincoln's lineup at the time had their names starting with MK. For example, the MKZ, the MKX, the MKS, and the MKT. The only actual name was the Lincoln Navigator, which still exists today. I understand that they were trying not to give their luxury cars actual names and leave actual names for Ford brand, but it's a good idea, but they could have done a lot better with the Lincoln naming scheme, I think. I'll give you an example of what I mean with the naming. Infiniti was my favorite car brand growing up because I grew up in the 2000s and Infiniti was so popular back then. They had a good naming scheme going on, but after around 2012, they ruined everything by changing the names of their cars for some reason. And it was the downfall of Infiniti since then. If you're an Infiniti fan, you'll understand how confusing the Infiniti naming scheme got after around 2012. And that's not the main reason why Infiniti is doing bad right now, but I'm just using that as an example here. Last but not least, lack of proper advertisement. The Lincoln MKZ wasn't advertised enough and not properly in my opinion. In one of their advertisements, which I will leave a link below, they compare this to a Lincoln Town Car very indirectly. Why would anyone compare an MKZ to a town car? The MKZ is not a town car by any stretch of the imagination. The Lincoln Town Car is superior to the MKZ in my opinion in terms of luxury and refinement. Anyways folks, the Lincoln MKZ only attracted a niche crowd, and I'm proud to be part of that niche crowd. The Lincoln MKZ had something its competitors did not have, which was personality and unique styling, and that's why it's sitting in my driveway. Hope you all enjoyed. See you all next time.